Hello and welcome to Informed. Today we're going to talk about data in two steps. Firstly, how we can get data into the Inform portal, and secondly, how we can use that data within apps on devices. So in today's example, I've got a very simple spreadsheet, and you can see here I've got 5 columns with a barcode, a product description, etc. And I've saved the spreadsheet as a CSV file. I can then go into my Inform portal and go to the lookups menu, create a new lookup called price list. Now the easiest way to add data is to upload it. We can also read data from an FTP site or a REST web service. There's a bunch of other things as well, but for now we're just going to upload the data. We're going to choose it in a CSV format, and you'll notice I'm also using Google Chrome for this, which is what we recommend. I can point to the CSV file, I click on it once, I click on the analysis button, it says it's got 5 records, I can confirm that, and I then make the lookup active. So what this has done, I can select the row, click on data just to validate that this data now exists within the Inform cloud. So my next step is to build an app. Maybe this is going to be a quoting app, and I'll call it quote, and then within the app add my data. So I scroll down to my lookup and I drag the lookup onto the app. I can choose here, enter the barcode. I can select the lookup we've just created, which is price list. The key field, we want to key it on the barcode. You can see here what that looks like. So that's going to be the barcode field there. We've got different types, drop down, autocomplete, near field communication, or barcode. For now, I'm just going to do it as a drop down. I can then add these fields one by one. So I can go to barcode, I can add it, I can go to description, and you can see in the middle, it's now adding each one of these. So essentially the user would enter the barcode like that number, and then it would bring back all the remaining data for that particular item. So to see how that looks on my app, I can now publish my quote. I can give it an icon. And then on my device, I can refresh that. I've got my quote, I open it up, and if I just show you the data over here, I can now manually choose which product I want. So if I choose my first one, that brings back my barcode and all the other fields, which is okay for starters, but probably more likely in the real world. If you've got a product with the actual barcode on, you're going to want to scan that. So I can go back into my app, create version 2, and in this case, on my lookup, instead of being a drop down, I can change the type to being barcode. I can do a few other things as well to make this, again, maybe more realistic. I can get a repeated form, because you may want to be adding multiple items in here. So I can choose this as my items list. Let's say I've got a maximum of 5 items. I can add a little label in there, so every time a user wants to add a new item, it gives them a plus item button. And then I'm going to take the lookup I created, I'm going to drag it into that repeated form. And as well as that, I can maybe do a calculation, so I can get them to enter, say, a quantity, which I can put down there. I can then do a calculation which takes the quantity and multiplies it by the price to get me a subtotal. As an example, I can drag calculate under there. I'm going to choose my price, I'm going to choose my quantity, and I'm going to multiply them, and that'll give me my subtotal. And so that's going to repeat as many items as I need. And then just as an example, I can do what's called a total field. So I can keep essentially a running total of all my subtotals, and that will automatically add them up. So again, I could publish that, sync my device, and now when I open my quote, you can see I get to add an item, and instead of selecting a barcode, I'm now going to hit the barcode button over here on the app, which, depending on the device you've done, if it's in this case it's a Zebra scanner, so it does it immediately. Otherwise, we'll bring up the camera control to interpret the barcode. I've scanned my barcode, it's given me an option in there. I could add my quantity, that's now done. I can add another one and go through essentially the same process of adding multiple items. So hopefully that shows you how firstly we can take CSV data, import it into the lookups menu within the cloud, and then I can build my apps which utilize those lookups and push the data out to my users in the field using my mobile devices.